The afternoon sun glared through the spotless glass windows of the city's most prestigious car dealership. Rows of sleek, gleaming vehicles stood like soldiers in a parade, their polished surfaces reflecting the opulence they represented. Inside, the atmosphere buzzed with the chatter of affluent clients and attentive salespeople. Suddenly, the glass door swung open, and a hush fell over the showroom. A man entered, his appearance starkly out of place. His clothes were tattered, his shoes scuffed beyond repair, and his unkempt beard betrayed months without proper grooming. The salesmen exchanged knowing glances, their whispers barely concealed. "What's he doing here?" one muttered. "Probably lost," another scoffed. But the man's eyes scanned the room with quiet determination, completely ignoring the judgmental stares. His target, the most expensive car in the showroom, a custom sports car worth more than most people's houses. As he approached it, a young, eager salesman stepped forward, ready to dismiss him with a polite yet condescending smile. What happened next would leave everyone speechless. The man's name was James Whitaker, though few would have recognized him in his current state. Once a prominent entrepreneur who built a thriving tech empire from scratch, James had been celebrated in magazines and business journals for his ingenuity and philanthropic efforts. But life, as it often does, took a cruel and unexpected turn. 2 years ago, James's company fell victim to an elaborate fraud scheme orchestrated by a trusted partner. The betrayal cost him not only his business, but also his personal savings and his reputation. Legal battles drained what little remained, and before long, James found himself facing foreclosure on his home. His friends, once abundant, vanished when his fortune did. Homelessness was a brutal teacher. James learned to navigate shelters and food banks, surviving on the margins while trying to piece his life back together. Yet through it all, he clung to a shred of hope. "I may have lost everything," he often told himself, "but I still have my dignity and my determination." In recent months, James had taken small steps toward rebuilding. He secured a modest job and began saving every penny he could. His dream was to one day return to the industry he loved, not as a defeated man, but as a living testament to resilience. And today, despite his outward appearance, James had finally saved enough to purchase a reliable vehicle, a crucial step toward his comeback. But James wasn't here to settle for just any car. He wanted to remind himself of the man he used to be and the man he could become again. James's focus was fixed on the sports car when the young salesman, Peter, approached him. Peter's tailored suit and confident demeanor spoke volumes about his ambitions. "Excuse me, sir," Peter began, his tone polite but dripping with skepticism. "May I help you?" James nodded, his voice steady. "I'm interested in this car. Could you tell me more about it?" Peter's smile faltered for a moment as he glanced at James's frayed clothes and weathered face. "Of course," he replied, recovering quickly. "But, you should know this is a top-tier model. Very exclusive. Maybe we could look at some of our more affordable options first." James met Peter's gaze, unflinching. "I'm interested in this one. Is that a problem?" Peter hesitated. Behind him, his colleagues smirked and exchanged mocking gestures. One even mimed tossing spare change. Feeling their eyes on him, Peter sighed and began rattling off the car's features half-heartedly. Turbocharged engine, custom leather interior, state-of-the-art tech, all delivered with an undercurrent of doubt that James could even afford to dream about it. But James's calm demeanor never wavered. "I'll take it for a test drive," he said. Peter's eyes widened. "Sir, we usually require a credit check and proof of income before. Is that your policy?" James interrupted, his voice firm but not unkind. Peter stammered, caught off guard. "Well, no, but—" "Then let's take it for a drive," James said, handing over his ID. "I'll be careful." Reluctantly, Peter retrieved the keys and joined James in the car. The smirking salesman watched them leave, their laughter fading as the roar of the engine echoed through the lot. For Peter, the drive was nerve-wracking. He kept glancing at James, waiting for the moment he'd admit this was all a joke. But James wasn't joking. As he expertly handled the car, he began asking insightful questions about its performance, design, and features. His knowledge of automotive engineering surprised Peter, who started to view him with a mix of curiosity and respect. "You know a lot about cars," Peter remarked cautiously. James smiled faintly. "I've always been fascinated by them. Back when I was in business, I used to work with a lot of engineers. Brilliant people. They taught me a thing or two." Peter's curiosity grew. "What kind of business?" James hesitated, then decided to be honest. "I used to run a tech company. Lost it all a couple of years ago. Been trying to get back on my feet ever since." Peter was taken aback. The man sitting beside him wasn't just some drifter. He was someone who had tasted both success and hardship. The realization made Peter feel a pang of guilt for his earlier assumptions. By the time they returned to the dealership, Peter's attitude had shifted. "Sir, I owe you an apology," he began as they stepped out of the car. "I judged you unfairly." James nodded, appreciating the gesture. "It's easy to judge by appearances. I've learned that the hard way." Before Peter could respond, James turned to the other salesman, who had been watching the entire exchange. Their smirks vanished as James pulled out a checkbook. "I'll take the car," he announced. Paying in full, the room went silent. Even Peter looked shocked. "Sir, are you sure?" James nodded. "I've been saving for a long time. This isn't just a car to me. It's a step toward reclaiming my life." As the paperwork was finalized, word of James's purchase spread through the dealership. Staff members who had previously dismissed him now approached with forced smiles and compliments. But James remained focused on Peter, the one who had at least tried to engage with him, even if reluctantly. Before leaving, James handed Peter a card. "You seem like someone with potential," he said. "If you're ever interested in learning more about the tech world, give me a call." Peter accepted the card, his face a mix of gratitude and amazement. "Thank you, Mr. Whitaker, and good luck." James smiled as he slid into his new car. Luck is what you make of it. Remember that. Over the next few months, James's life began to change. The car wasn't just a mode of transportation. It was a symbol of his determination and resilience. He used it to attend job interviews, reconnect with old colleagues, and rebuild his network. Slowly but surely, opportunities started to emerge. As for Peter, he did reach out to James. The two formed an unlikely mentorship, with James guiding Peter through the intricacies of business and ethics. Peter, in turn, learned to see beyond appearances and treat every customer with respect, regardless of their outward circumstances. The dealership staff, too, learned a valuable lesson. James's story became a reminder that wealth isn't always visible and that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity. James's journey is a testament to resilience, humility, and the power of second chances. If this story moved you, share with others to spread the message of kindness and understanding. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories that remind us of the strength of the human spirit. Together, let's build a world where everyone is seen for who they truly are.